Hey, Dan. First thing I need to do is set the record straight. I don't think LA Galaxy has a good chance. So, first and foremost, because they play Minnesota in the next round of the playoffs. So, obviously, if we are automatically on opposite sides and you're rooting for LA just out of some knee-jerk reaction because Landon Donovan used to play for them, whereas I'm rooting for Minnesota because I attend many home games. Do you see? So I have a vested interest. What's interesting is that so LA and Minnesota play next. LAFC and Seattle are in the other bracket in that conference. And then in the other conference, so what is it that you don't like about Miami? Is it just your natural inclination to root against the favorite team? Is it that Suarez plays for them? You can't root against Messi. He's such a nice guy. I mean, come on. But here's why I am not unhappy that Miami went out to Atlanta for these reasons. If Minnesota gets to the MLS final, then if they meet any team other than Orlando, then that final game will be in St. Paul, which means Preston and I can go see, and Preston and Johnny can go to the game. So that's why we're rooting for Minnesota. That would be entertaining, to say the least. But you're right. It's, who knows? It's just all a crapshoot. I don't think that Minnesota can get there, but you never know. They have to win 2 more games, and then they're in the final. So that would be entertaining. So it looks like you and Brad, also known as Brad, is getting a hell of a lot done around that place. So you clearly need to have Brad visit more frequently. So you guys are leaving. You say you're all leaving, right? In a couple of days, you're all going home together. Is that correct, if I remember correctly? What do you have left? Did the freaking scaffolding get out of there yet? I can't fathom the possibility that scaffolding is still going to be there when you leave. Have you considered sending a list of all of Brad's accomplishments? Well, you know what? Carl accomplished a lot too when he was there. So never mind on that. I was just thinking maybe you could send these to Carl and shame him into getting the scaffolding out of there. But I know it's not Carl's deal anymore. But I really would love to know what the actual mechanisms are that affect the removal of that scaffolding. It's just like a big friggin' mystery. We have, today was the first day after the vomitarium, natatorium, vomitarium, yesterday. So we started off, Glenn and Lisa and I went for a swim this morning and out to where we swam the original day, out to Green Key. And I found, because there was a big storm last night, I found a couple of really cool shells washed up. This conch and this piece of brain coral. So I grabbed those and swam. So I found those on the island, so I swam back with them. So I had to hold them both in one hand and swim one arm side stroke and then switch every 30 or 40 strokes because I got tired. But I made it back with them, so I'm very happy about that. So now I've got a story. And of course, I know I could have bought them in any store, but then they would not have a story associated with them. I'm very happy about that. So we did that this morning. And then we went down to downtown Christiansted. I think this island was before the U.S. bought it. it belonged to the Dutch. So the two main cities are Christiansted, S-T-E-D, and Fredrikstad. And I love the mix of cultures here. As you can imagine, there's a lot of continental Americans who have retired down here or who just come down here for months at a time. But there's also a whole indigenous culture, both of not so much the indigenous Caribs, but certainly those descendants of former slaves. And there's also a big Latin group here too. So it's like you get some of that that English that you would get in other Caribbean islands like Jamaica, and then you also get Spanish, and then regular English. Not regular English, more standard American English. So we went downtown Christiansted. We did some shopping. We had lunch, and then we went to Cane Bay and did some snorkeling for free diving. So I was able to dive down 4 meters at a time. I had to clear my ears a couple times to get down there. But what was amazing is how much, even just at 4 meters, my goggles pushed against my face because I was just wearing my regular swim goggles. And then tonight we're going out to dinner again. But I met a really nice woman from Rhode Island who gave us a couple of references. So we're going to go out to a place tomorrow for lunch up in the rainforest. And then I think we're going to try to get to one of the bioluminescent bays tomorrow night. That would be really cool. So that is pretty much what we've been up to. Just as you can imagine, lots of swimming, lots of sweating, lots of eating. There's a gang over there just chilling out, getting ready for dinner later. It's an hour or so. Anyway. That's all I got. So I'm going to hang up now, and I'll talk to you later.